on this day releasing It Doesn't Matter. Good morning, everyone. It is 12 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. I'll tell you one thing that does matter is being healthy, and our good friend Sheree Clark is with us, and she's been with us for quite some time now. And one of the things that we love is when you bring some different and interesting things for us to taste and people can try at home, which is really good. And one of the things we really like is when she comes in and she brings the juice. All the different juices that she does create, and now she's telling us that there really is a big-time health benefit by doing nothing but drinking. Seriously, drinking juice.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let's clarify that a little bit. No solid food is what you're saying.
So are you talking fasting? Okay,
fasting.
so it is a juice fast.
Yes,
okay.
And some purists would say it's not fasting unless it's just water, but for the sake of discussion, let's call it a juice fast.
Okay.
And this time of year in particular, it's kind of it's been a trend for several years now, but to me, it's not just a fad. I've actually done extended juice fasts. The longest one I've ever done in my life is 92 days.
92? 3 months?
3 months.
Without anything
A
solid?
whole quarter, yeah.
How many trips did you make back and forth to the little room in the corner?
Well, that's a lot of, that's a lot of liquids, but it's really health promoting and health producing. I felt fabulous doing it.
What's the average? Because I know a lot of people will be like, I can't do that, but maybe I could do, what, a week or 2 weeks? Or what's
I advocate 10 days would be a good amount of time. It's a challenge for some people, but it's not ridiculous, and you're not going to start suffering. Sometimes if you're on it too long, you start muscle atrophying unless you exercise and so forth. But 10 days would be a good time.
Okay.
3 days is a short. Some people do those.
Like a weekend fast type of thing?
But to me, you just get used to it, and then it's over. And the hard part to me is the first 1, 2, or 3 days. So let's talk a little bit about what juice fasting looks like. Juicing, one of the things that you want to know is this. If you're going to be doing just juices, make sure you don't focus just on sugary juices. So this isn't just an orange juice fast. We're not going to just do fruit. We're going to do primarily vegetables, and then we're going to accent a little bit or use the fruits as condiments.
What is the vegetable of choice? What's the one you're going to use the most of?
For me personally, I love cucumbers because they're
cucumbers. I didn't expect to hear that.
Yeah. They're very watery and water producing. I supplement with a lot of leafy greens. You'll see that there's a lot of kale in one of the ones that I've made for you today. Romaine is a good one. I like greens when I'm doing a juice fast, but I supplement with things like apple and lemon. I'll use ginger. In fact, I brought along some of the things that I use to spice up your juices because you don't want to just drink straight juice. After a while, that's going to get boring, especially after 3 months. So, for example, I make my own vanilla, and I brought you juice before where we've added vanilla. So that would be something that would be nice with an orange juice, a pear, sweet potato, and vanilla. That's a very nice combination. Fresh ginger.
And you just take that and run it across a grater.
I run it through the juicer.
You run the ginger through the juicer?
Through the juicer, and I don't peel it first. I just throw it in there.
Wait, hang on just a second here. Give me the ginger here.
Yeah, and remember,
folks, this is hard. You can't juice a ginger root.
That hard.
Okay.
Kind of a carrot consistency, and you can juice a carrot.
Smells so good. So remember, a little bit goes a long way. So this would be about how much I would put in if I were making one serving, and one serving would be about, to me, 24 ounces.
Okay.
So I brought you along a 24-ounce container. This is what I store my juices in, because I'll make them, and let's say I can't drink it all in one sitting. It's just a little too much, or I get called away from my desk. I want it to stay chilled. This will keep it fresh. The other clue is at night, sometimes I'll make my juices for the morning, because in the morning, it's crazy town.
Right. You don't want to mess around with it.
You don't want to mess around, and this is your meal. So if you don't get your juice made, what are you going to do? So other condiments that I would like to use.
Is it normal? Because I've done that before, and separation happens, and I'm just like, ugh. Is it just a matter of having an opportunity to be able to shake it?
Shake it. And we're doing a little separating here because I put this in the glasses a few minutes ago, but there's nothing wrong with that. You just stir it. It hasn't been pasteurized or homogenized, so that's how we know that it's fresh. So it's a good thing.
Okay.
It separates.
But we also want to make sure that it's I know you said let's stay away from sweet, but I also want to make sure it tastes good, or else I'm like, oh God.
I think you want to taste the juices, Jackie. Let's get you going.
Well, I also want to talk about ingredients, but let's get to these juices.
Yeah, try the short one first. And the short one. The short one I did. I experimented. I kind of came up with this morning, so I don't know. I haven't.
So you're making this up.
We got the scientific
my guinea pig friends here, yeah. And so this is one that I haven't sat down and had a big old serving of, but I did taste it before. I didn't taste the one in your glass, but it is primarily Asian pear.
Nice and tart.
It's very tart. There's lemon in there. That's what gives it the tartness. I also used some celery, and there's
That's what it
That
jumped
wakes
out at
you
you
up.
first. Yeah, the
and
celery.
wakes you up.
basil.
Basil too. That's right.
Yeah.
That does taste like that.
So remember, condiments, the things that we can add to our juices that make them fun, include fresh spices. So basil juices very well. So does dill. Throw the
That
whole
is really
thing
good in
there.
the morning.
Yeah, I think you'd really, you really just you sucked that one down. didn't
I
you?
say that one kind of gives you a little
I like
boost.
that.
Because my biggest thing, if you're used to drinking coffee and things like that, to kind of give you a liquid boost in
Lift.
the morning, you need something to replace that. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to take you a while to get over that hump
Exactly.
of being used
And
to
that's
that.
not like drinking water or anything either. It has some body to it.
Right, yeah, and that part of that is the Asian pear, so the Asian pears, which a lot of times people will see in the store, and they don't know what they're about, or they see them and they're like, what is that thing anyway? And you don't experiment and buy it. Think of it as a cross between an apple and a pear. So it's got a sweet taste, but it's got a crisp texture. Juices very nicely, yields a lot, it's great. Now let's jump to the stemmed glass.
Okay,
Okay.
what's
And
that?
that is a green juice, and that is kind of that one is a little bit stout, we're going to call it.
Stout.
Stout. So it's got kale in it, and you can tell because it's got that very dark green texture to it. I used quite a bit of cucumber also to
You
thin
can
it
smell the
out.
cucumber.
Yes,
Just
I
right
love
here.
cucumber. I think it's so hydrating and refreshing, good for our skin, Jackie. It's got a little lemon juice, it's got some apple.
That's good.
And again, celery, and I also put in just a little bit of bell pepper. Not green bell pepper, but a little red bell pepper.
Really?
If you
So,
put in too
that-
much,
that's a little sweeter then.
correct. If you put in too much red bell pepper, it's going to turn the juice brown, because remember, think about color combinations. Red and green are going to make brown, and I don't like brown juice.
And that's not always because you
I just
eat and
don't like
drink
the way
with
it
your
looks.
eyes too, and that can be
Exactly.
not so
Tastes
appetizing.
fine, but I don't like how it looks.
Right.
So what do you think of that one?
I like this one, but I'm used to. I don't want to say it's like a wheat. What's that shot that people take? The little-
Wheatgrass.
Wheatgrass. I don't want to say wheatgrass because a lot of times people are like, "Oh,
I'm
no."
not gonna stay away from
it's
that.
not that, but it has an
Hints of
essence.
it. It has
yeah.
hints of that.
Yes, it does, because of the leafy
Right.
greens in there. And I use
I
the
think that's good.
stems and the kale and all of that. I just throw that right through the juicer.
That's exactly what it tastes like.
I think
yeah.
that tastes very good.
And then your final one is a beet juice. Not a surprise, right? You can tell by the color.
Mm-hmm.
There's beet and apple, a little bit of fresh ginger, and then you noticed on the top.
Well, yeah, what did you put on the top
I put
here?
on the top a little bit of the fresh cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
So cinnamon spice works out really
sorry.
nice on top of there, and it's just great. It gives it a little bit more of kind of a dessert taste for
Mm-hmm.
you. So I really
Apple
enjoy it.
cinnamon, because you were showing off some other spices. Because
Yep.
when you're talking juices, you don't necessarily think spices.
Right, curry powder.
Right.
Think of that. It would be awesome.
In what?
Just try it in. I would do it in something that had a little bit of sweetness to it, like the Asian pear one.
Okay.
That actually could have gone nicely on that.
Yeah,
Just
with
give
the
it a taste.
basil and everything.
Really?
Yes, exactly. So think
Okay.
about when you're in a restaurant and you order things, and what is a combination in something that you like. Then you can say, wow, they use basil in Asian cooking, so I wonder if Asian ingredients would go in there.
There you go.
It works perfect.
As I say, and you're also showing if you enjoy a little carbonation, there's
Yes.
that possibility. And then for me, because I do have a sweet tooth, there are options so that
Yes.
you can do it in a healthy way.
So you don't have to add in a lot of the sweet juices. You can add in a couple of drops of stevia, and that would be just a perfect way to sweeten it up just a tad.
Really quickly, I know you've been doing this for years, so you're able to know combinations. I don't have that education, so I'm going to need some guidance. Where can I get that so I'm not just throwing in the kitchen sink and then getting that brown juice?
Exactly. Two things. One, look in books. And you've got
Okay.
several books I brought in for you today. These are just a couple from my collection. There are a ton available. My recommendation is go to the bookstore. They're usually all together. Flip through them, see what ones you like, see what ones have good recipes. I like the ones that have information, nutritional information as well. The second thing is experiment. You'll notice I brought little glasses here. If you make a juice blend that you like, take a little bit of it out and then say, I wonder what that would be like with the curry powder in it. I wonder how that would taste with a little carbonation in it. Before you go and ruin a 32-ounce jug of your juice by putting too much of something in it, make little experiments and then make a note. That's how I do recipe development, and that's how I come up with these ideas.
Yeah, really good stuff here this morning. And again, the one with the Asian pear, outstanding.
Good, all
That's,
right.
that's the winner.
All three completely
Yep.
different, but
Yep.
all very unique and very tasty, I will say.
Now, if people want to get more information on doing something like this, or maybe get the recipes for what we just tried here today, can they shoot you an email?
Yes, and actually what they should do is I am leading a juice fast that starts tomorrow. If you're
really?
interested in taking part of it, either email me at info@fork-road.com or look on my website. There's a telephone number there. Call me and I will get you in under the wire, and we'll do that because I would really love to see more people participate. I've actually got 22 people doing it now.
Wow.
If you're interested, join us. So
And how long is this one planned?
it's a 10-day.
10 day.
Okay, and it's and another part of that is the machine itself, and I know you have some good
I
recommendations
do have,
as
and
far
I
as
can,
that's concerned.
I can hook you up.
There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You bet. Cheers.
All right, it's 9:23 right now. We will be right back. You're watching CW Iowa Live in West Des Moines. We'll take a look at this next.